Hey there, team, and welcome to... Where are we? Oh, Greyhavens. Greyhavens, nice. Yeah, it just looks a bit different on the mini-map than I thought. Thanatos, so we've got some troll catapults from him. Plays Mordor today, so he has Moron infantry, Blackguard of Barad-dûr, Orc Maulers, Saurons. Well, anything really out of the ordinary here? Mordor tends to be pretty regular for the most part. Temple Guard, that's where we've got the General. It's just the question of like whether or not you're bringing Nazgul, which he is today. I guess how heavy you're going into the uber elites of Mordor, that's the focus. And do you have armor? You do? Ah, cool. Right, good. I was thinking about this. It's been a while since I've actually seen some armor upgraded Orc Maulers. Certainly nothing like the, Axeman of Sanak or anything like that, but it's a nice touch that Mordor can bring in comparison to like other evil factions for sure. A more armored up low tier shock like that, but still more basic, not like the Saurons. Well, so we got Leon to his side, or Lon. He's playing as Harad. Just like such a nice looking model. So he's got his Southron Warband there, Trollmen of Harad, and Beast Hunters. Over here, some Haradrim Archers, Southron Warband again, lots of Southron Warband. It seems Southron Archers, Haradrim Spears. I quite like this army so far. Beast Tamers, and yes, Beast Tamers, those are little halberds. I don't usually see these guys too much, to be honest. Demons of the Desert, they usually kind of get pushed away for like the Southron Pikes. So you have that AP, but also the extra, extra length of a pike over a halberd. Demons, of course, and more Beast Hunters, Trollmen, and some Champions of Nafarat. I think that's where we have the General today. It is a very brutal unit for him to be in. He's brought some ladders to a Greyhaven siege, which is... it's the fear. We'll talk about that afterward. We've got Rhun here, played by Jefferson, so he's got his Eastron Guard out front. No armor upgrade for the Eastron Guard today, but I'd love to see them. Oh, spreading them all out now. Eastron Clansmen there, no armor upgrades for the Eastron Clansmen. Nice and fragile. Dragon's Wrath Guildsmen. Over here, some Lok Flagrim. Oh, more Flagrim. The Guildsmen were hiding. In the back lines, we've got some Tribesmen, crossbows, lots of Nararim, and some more Dragon's Wrath. Oh, yeah, sorry, some Dragon's Wrath crossbows. Yeah, just a kind of a certain pick. When they used to be that more like shotgun blast, they were more rarely seen, but now that they've got that just AP body piercing attack, you've got to take them. Like, yeah. So Snaga Stalkers there, Witchrealm Scourge Raiders, and then in the back the Trolls of Angmar to their side, the Guardians of Cardolan with armor upgrades and some Barrow-wights. We've seen Angmar so much recently, but it's actually been so long since we've seen a unit of Barrow-wights, but I guess we've seen them in field battles a lot more, so yeah, when it comes to a siege, Barrow-wights are of course going to be grabbed. Blackwatch Legion, armor upgraded again. Witchrealm Blackguard, Hammerguard, armored, yeah, very elite here today by Sauce, which I like that as a choice. He's not armor upgraded the pikes, but they're still very, very good. So very small Angmar army. There could be some hidden units, perhaps, but yeah, very small today, but very high quality, very, very elite force brought. Zooming on over here to the final attacker. This is where I usually like to attack from, or the south. I like to attack from the north or the south because it means I've got two entrances to kind of spread my forces in, and that's what that's what 2 times is done here. So he's got his Berserkers and Nazhai, a lot of elite power, and the Trolls of the White Hand. So this is clearly where he's coming into hard. He's got 2 units of crossbows there. Infantry, Bane Guard, infantry, and some pikes there. Over on this end, he has his Champions of the White Hand, I guess, yeah, watching out. That's the only unit of cavalry we've seen from the attackers, so concern, but we'll see how it goes. Bane Guard, infantry, and pikes, and we're still deploying for the attackers, so the defenders have not even been able to start deploying yet, so we're going to 2 times speed. Yeah, I would always recommend taking siege towers to Greyhavens. I love ladders, but on Greyhavens, because the walls are too short for ladders, you will lose too many people. You really only want to use ladders on, higher walls than this. Siege towers, you're still possibly going to lose people on the Greyhavens. That's why I always like to kind of go through the gate if I have that choice, or blast open a hole in the wall rather than use the walls at all, because it really can result in just tremendous casualties for you if you're not careful. But yeah, I like to deploy in the north or the south because you can just sort of evenly spread, and you're menacing multiple entrances then instead of, really just barreling through one. And because I like to I like to be careful if I'm in full control of my area. I talk a lot about just how I like to rush on in and have quite an explosive assault, but sometimes, you know, well, yeah, it's fun to spread yourself and fun to take your time, but I only like to do that if I'm in control. I don't like to do that if I'm trying to have sort of work alongside somebody. This is kind of strange. Never really seen this little red mark on that tower. Very cool. Oh, we'll turn the grass off because I like to turn the grass off when I'm in the Grey Havens so that we can actually sort of see the pathways. I do like the idea of the sort of like slightly overrun pathways in the Grey Havens. It's kind of fun, but right now we'll see who's defending. If it's being defended by elves, then we'll keep the grass off. If it's being defended by some human factions or something else, looks like we've got Dale here, yeah. Then we can maybe justify the pathways of the Grey Havens being overrun by grass, as the elves haven't been there to tend to it for a few years. Goodness me, 38,000 frames is not, you know, it's definitely not short, but considering we've already at that 7,000 frame mark, and we've not finished the deployment, it's gonna be interesting. As I say, I think the attackers took their time with that deployment, so it's more than more on their side. This is taking about time rather than the defenders, because Grey Havens does take a long time to actually work out what you want to do. Oh, slow down. We'll go to 0.1 because Grey Havens can sometimes go quite quick. We've got Wrath here playing as Cardolan. He's got his Wardens of Tyr and Gorthad, Minheriath Spears, some Greenway Garrison Fitmen, and some non-armor upgraded captains. Vile to see that. I do love the captains, but I always like to give them an armor upgrade. He's got his Minheriath Archers at the back here, and some Thieves of Tharbad. Very cool. I love this. I do love the Thieves, but they just don't work into my Cardolan playstyle, so I never take them. He's got a Catapult here, and some Hearthguard of Amon Sul, some Gatekeepers. Again, he's not armored up anybody here. Not another unit of Gatekeepers, and the Warhammers. It's very odd to see that when he is on the defense, but I think he's probably gone with the red limit a little bit in stages. Thieves, more captains again, no armor upgrade. Garrison Fitmen, more Wardens. Yeah, you're seeing 2 units of Wardens, 2 units of Gatekeepers. That's where the money is sort of going, and then more Minheriath Archers up here. Quite surprised to see the Gatekeepers like going, we're going into the red limit with the Gatekeepers. I just think that the Sharpshooters really can pack a good punch, and they're quite effective anyway. I don't think there's really all that much need for it. We've got Overlord here with his Blackshot Dragon Slayers, some Bardian Marksmen, Barding Herd, Barding Marksmen again, and Dalian Royal Guard with the General guarding, watching over him today. Athala Rangers, Swordmasters with that double armor upgrade, just the one, that they get. Barding Herd again, and more Swordmasters of Esgaroth. I mean, it helps them out a lot. I really do like them as a unit, so yeah, they should gut some orcs today, and Dismounted Earls of Dale, really fun little unit to play around with as well. Just very sturdy armor. We have the Dwarves. Tried to fight the urge to say Gobbles. Definitely not Gobbles today. Orc Hunters of Khazad. I think it maybe just read the Orc Hunters and it like just screwed up my brain. Interesting that he's not holding the gateway at all. He's kind of he's pulled back from it. This is Diego Ramos here, so he's got some reclaimers on the side, some sentries, more sentries, Sons of the Fallen, and really spreading his forces out along here. Iron Watcher of Meramir, 1st Legion Pikes, 3rd Legion Infantry, and 3rd Legion Infantry. Interesting. I guess he's wanting to see where he wants to react to. Dalian Paladins over here. We do have a little bit of a mixing up of the forces. A lot of power is being put on this entrance, but I guess that's fair. Like, if this entrance falls and you're not ready, it's curtains. But maybe too much power is over here. More sentries, Dalian Spears, Hammers of Gundabad, Dalian Bowmen, and Dalian Bowmen. And then nothing, unless it's hidden, we've got nothing waiting at the back. Okay, let's get this underway. So overall we've got kind of Dale, top right corner, Khazad bottom right corner, Cardolan in the north, and then this kind of Dale and Khazad bottom left off the Grey Havens. The whole thing with Grey Havens, if the attackers are coordinated, And if they come in at every single entrance, it's so tricky to defend. Like, even if you... In a 5v3 scenario, it's so difficult to defend if the attackers bide their time and come in everywhere at once. Now, the defenders don't have any cavalry, which is quite rare to see on the Grey Havens, just because of how flat the Grey Havens are, you know, or the outer area of the Grey Havens. And you can, you know, you've got a fair bit of space to use your cavalry inside as well, but it's very rare to not see any cavalry rushing out, which cause a bit of damage. But I guess, you know, when you've got Isengard and you've got Mordor, both of them have access to some really killer melee cavalry units. They just didn't want to, but still, a surprise, considering you've got Cardolan there. You can access some amazing lancers from Cardolan, and yeah, I guess Khazad certainly can't. Mercenary crossbowmen, but yeah, I mean, mercenary crossbowmen tend to be used in a lot of sieges anyway, so surprising that we don't have any of them. But Khazad got no, yeah, it's definitely got an awful lot of choice when it comes to a siege defense or a siege attack. Okay, good. Nope, I was pretty sure I was nice and accurate there with that click, but yeah, I didn't expect to come diving through the water. No, 2 times an anus. He's in the position that you usually have the death from enemy cavalry, so yeah, maybe it is a good idea that the defenders just haven't put any money into that. I see. The only thing I'm not loving is Wrath's army. I just don't know if I fully agree with it. Just with a lot of that red limit stuff, I just think Cardolan's got better choices. But maybe, you know, you do have a lot of money to spend when it's 3v5. But I would have probably gotten, as I say, a sharpshooter instead of one of those guardians. Probably wouldn't have gone for 2 wardens, and then just spent a bit of that money on armor upgrades across the board, and, you know, melee upgrades. Maybe he's already got melee upgrades spread around, but yeah, and definitely. Oh wow, interesting. They've got their swords out here. They've definitely not used up all that ammunition, but yeah, I would for sure recommend. Yeah, I would go to the red limit for rangers, but melee upgrades across the board. But if you've got access to the sharpshooters over the Minheriath archers, do it, because the sharpshooters are in melee afterward. Little EP with their maces, doing some good damage with the Minheriath archers. Just don't really have that. They're just standard. It's not that they're pathetic in range or anything. They're what you would expect from a Western Kingdom of Man. Okay. We're still just chilling out. We're chilling out all across the board. No movement. Which is very strange. Maybe there's a bit of communication going on. Maybe. But I'm starting to get to the point of, like, is this a glitched recording? No, okay, we're moving. Yeah, okay. It's just very... I mean, it's a sign of a good attack if you do just kind of pause at the start and kind of work things out. But, yeah, it just kind of scared me for a second. Yeah, okay, no, 2 times is moving up there. I'm guessing Mordor is maybe going to move up shortly. No, Than is holding. Usually what you'd expect is sort of a push from here. Yeah, okay, we're moving. Like pushing there and then waiting a minute and then coming in from this side. But, yeah, see, I like to just kind of pressure both at once, sort of right off the bat, just to really pull the enemy, well, the defenders away from my allies. Those Snagastalkers are just going to get rinsed if they jump up on those walls. But somebody's got to. Clansmen there, no armor upgrades for the Clansmen today. It's very, you know, quite surprising to see that. It's something that, you know, Rhun really benefits from. A lot of fire arrows getting yeeted out from Wrath's archers here. It's quite nice to have the fire arrows on just so you can really see where you're going. I was wondering what was causing that frame stutter. So yeah, that's just that wall collapsing. But yeah, turning them off is the better idea here. You're not going to be breaking any of these guys. But unfortunately, yeah, it's a lot of up and over fire, which, yeah, not really worth it, especially from a more accurate archer than that. You want to get the straight on shots if you can. 2 times is coming on in this way as well. You'd almost... No, there's some stuff. But, you know, you shouldn't do this, but you'd be almost wanting to kind of push out and wipe out this force here. Just so you don't have to worry about it, or he'd have to send something on over from his reserves. No, you definitely don't. You'll get shot by crossbows. Bad idea. You only want to do that if you are very, very confident. Captains, I like that early use of the captains getting up there. He might end up getting them exposed to some fire, but Okay. I'm interested. Rangers there getting pulled back to. What are we at? 0 for 0, but that's kind of what you'd expect right now. There's been no major movements, and the defenders are being quite cautious with their ammunition. You only really expect some major casualties if the defenders have some beautiful shots right at the start and just get some ammunition unloaded. Over here, okay, we've got some nice movement from the Harad being the first to arrive. Usually when you've got quite a lot of orcs or quite a lot of heavily armored units, something like Harad or Rhudaur would be the, you know, final army to make their move, just because they're very fragile. Rhudaur kind of more than Harad, but yeah, Harad's still quite low armor values. Goodness sake, they are, and this is a nice early use of the Mithril Guard, and yeah, Leon is just going to be getting sliced up easily from that. A few little stabs and jabs into the Mithril Guard, but I like this. I think it's going not too bad for them. Yeah, to use something like that so early on. As long as you know it's not going to get shot up. We're getting every gate burst in, which I like to see. Yeah, I mean he's got a tough job going to be getting through the dwarves there, and no movement toward this entrance. Did he? No, he's not busted open the gate. Sometimes what you'll see is you'll come in, try and bust open the gate, and they just leave it. But considering how much is here, you would definitely expect a quick little sally just to rip you apart if you did that. And hopefully they'll be back inside before you can sally out. Well, you can get something over there to deal with them. Captain of the Warrens of Tir Gorthad, yeah, one of my favourite sort of looking models. Sort of disappearing into that wall right now. Are they climbing? Yeah, they must be. Yeah, there we go. I like that he's leading the way. Okay, no, he led the way, but he's more than happy to just stand aside and let his boys get in there first. How are the captains doing? Yeah, victory is certain for now up against these Uruk-hai infantry. Of course, the Uruk-hai infantry taking a little bit more to come down than a Southron warband troop, but yeah, they're still falling. Oh yeah, I'll put on the grass in a minute. Just let me snag a quick shot here. But because we don't have any elves here, I like the idea. I'm not going to put it all the way up, but let's just get some medium grass so that the pathways aren't totally covered. Okay, no, let's get some light grass maybe. There we go. So it's a little bit ragged, on the pathways, which is nice. Of course, it disappears once you zoom on up. But yeah, 2 times really coming in hard here, which is a worry. Okay, yeah, but he's got the troops to follow it up. But yeah, usually what you'd expect is kind of maybe a little bit more of a gentle attack here until the boys are ready to back you up, or until you're really able to make a breakthrough here. Pikes on walls. Looks like they're working. It's either something that will work incredibly well or very poorly. Today it doesn't look like it's going great. We do have the captain a bit bloodied, but he's slicing up these Uruk-hai right now. So yeah, they are stabbing quite frequently. Sometimes, as I say, you can get a perfect sort of pike phalanx formation on a wider wall, but I just don't think that they're doing that. I'm trying to look back and see if the ranks behind the combat are actually fighting. And over here, yeah, you're seeing Wrath. He's got some more pikes on the walls here. I don't like that. I'd prefer to have the pikes on the ground and you really just get the spearmen up there or something. But he wants the spearmen down here to soak up any fire. But yeah, 2 times is focused on the other entrance. Yeah, why not? Just sit, stare at him for now. And Barrow White's leading the way for Sauce. Good idea. Yeah, okay, he's just holding back. Looks like Rhun is going to be splitting between these 2 entrances. Yep, Harad has decided that didn't go too well. I don't think we killed a single Mithril Guard, which is not abnormal, even in a flat ground engagement. We bloodied some of them up, but I think in a flat ground engagement we wouldn't have expected to kill any. Even the 3rd Legion infantry battered that attack back without breaking a sweat. So yeah, it's pretty messy. And it was a good idea to just fall back and car losses. We've killed 1% of them though. Santos is waiting there. It looks like we've got a little movement from his ram. Yep, we've got some more non-infantry coming up to make a break. We're not going to get there soon though. And over here, we have, yeah, again, 2 times is still just battling it out. We've got a bit of fire here from the Harad archers. Now, what you'd maybe argue is why not just get a little bit closer? This is your wall. You're getting a little bit of friendly fire here. You saw that that pikeman actually dropped from, it was our fire that killed him. We could just get like right up there, you know. Just anything to limit. We're not getting that much friendly fire, but yeah. It's... So this is maybe like... This is possibly a fire arrow situation. I would consider using a fire arrow here to... I didn't know that Minhirath archers could use fire arrows. I don't take Minhirath archers. I say I always take crossbows with Cardolan. My only archer tends to be the Hearthguard of Amon Sul. And they can use fire arrows if you don't have your general in them. There we go. Good, good. Oh, God. Yeah, so you are seeing the friendly fire damage there. But the reason I want the fire arrows is because we might be able to just get a quick break here and just stop them from fighting right away. But, yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. You know, arguably the fire arrows helped. Okay, stop the fire now. We don't want any more friendly fire. But, yeah, I think just getting a little bit closer could have been helpful there. There was just no reason not to. You know, you would have not been firing for a few minutes, or, well, yeah, about a minute, but it would have just resulted in less casualties. Again, Wardens of Tir Gorthad up on the wall here. You don't want pikes to be the first thing that the enemy fights when they jump off the wall. If you're going to be using pikes on the wall, you want to come in with them after the fight is sort of really occurring. 4 for 1 still, which is, again, it's not a terrible thing, but I'm just kind of... You know, we're approaching that midway point. We're still a few thousand frames off it, but we're approaching that midway point in the battle. I guess no, we're not, because there was so much deployment at the start. But like, still, we don't have a huge amount of battle left, and we've not really made any major blasts into the enemy lines. But that's a good sign for the attackers. I think it is, like, when they come in, they're going to be coming in just absolutely brutally. We've actually pulled back the towers from the walls, which is an interesting idea. I don't know why I would have done that. I'm not against it. I'm just yeah, perplexed. I guess so that when he puts them back on the walls, he can get a bunch of people in them, and then it drops straight down. It's the whole unit jumping in at once instead of, if you just ran in there right now, they trickle in. So it's fair enough. I get that now. We've got Mordor. Yeah, Orc fodder standing right there. It's a bait, but you'd be so tempted to just run out and just chase away that Orc fodder unit, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because the Orc fodder are going to die anyway as soon as they come in, but it would be so tempting just to chase them off. Yeah, because what you do is you'd run out, get them, like, start chasing them off, the Orc javelins would run on in and get some volleys in you, and even if you got one volley into your back, we're climbing, we're burrowing. We're doing both, I guess. Oh, perfecto. We got the Mordor infantry arriving here. And this is the thing, like, I really recommend having, like, one unit of cav. One unit of, like, high-tier cav amongst the defenders when you're in this sort of situation. Or, like, maybe 2 mid-tier units of cav. For something like this. Now, of course, if the defenders had cavalry, Thanatos would have put up a unit of Orc fodder or Minas Morgul Chosen, but you could hit these guys, you could get the Barding Herd out of the way, and you could just slam them. And even, I'd be tempted to... I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just getting, like, too aggressive here for a defender. Like, I'm a much better attacker than I am a defender. But I'd be so tempted to just come out there with a Barding Herd and just very efficiently and carefully wipe these guys out. The Mordor infantry, they're nice. You know, they want a grind. And they'll get a grind later on, but you could just... Oh dear, all these poor guys just gonna be like dropping into the rubble when this wall comes down. But that's good, Thanatos. This is why we're waiting. Thanatos wants to just create as many holes in the wall as we can. I'm gonna jump 2 times speed for a second. We'll have a look over and see what Isengard is doing with Cardolan, and then we'll maybe go back to 1 time speed. If there's fighting, you know, I don't mind just staying on 1 time speed. I do not mind a long battle. Long battles generally do better, of course, on the old YouTube for the algorithm and so on. But I have noticed there's been a big rise in, like, the shorts now. You know, YouTube, there's a lot of, like, videos that are, like, several years old that YouTube is recommending because they're, like, you know, they're, like, 35 seconds long. And I know that, like, you know, the likes of Iron Wolf Productions, you know, Bilbo and so on, they've had some good success. And also, oh, shoot, Beastie, that's his name. You know, he's had some funny wee shorts and so on that have done quite well. But, and that's just not the type of content I make. Yeah, I don't know. I've been pondering it, but it's not something I really want to be doing. The only thing I would do for a short would be, say, taking snippets out of a bigger battle you know, like a really sort of impressive moment in one of my battles, and just cutting that and making it its own little 30-second video. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it happening, but I don't believe so. I think I'd prefer to just put out the videos I do. But the main point I was trying to say with that, the longer I take on a video, the less videos I'll make during a day. You know, so I do like to maybe go to 2 times speed if there really isn't much going on. So Barrowwhite's coming in there. Yeah, Barding Herd will love that. Be a very nice, efficient fight for the Barding Herd there. We will go... Have they decided to fall back? Yeah, I suspect Sauce will. But in falling back, he has allowed his axes to come rattling on in. And as unpleasant as it is for the Barding Herd, they have very nice armor. They have a shield value. So, you know, the likes of those axes, a lot of that damage is going to be negated. But still, you don't want to take it. You'd prefer to take it to the face of something... Yeah, like the Dismounted Earls of Dale, who have that even better shield value. And I actually... Sorry about banging the microphone there. I don't actually know what the difference in armor value is. I suspect the Dismounted Earls of Dale have better armor than the Barding Herd, but don't quote me on that. So something like that would be even better. Yeah, good. That's fine. They were having... Victory was not certain for them for a minute. Now, Barrowwights, to rip through Barrowwights, you really want a unit with armor piercing. That will just slice through them like nobody's business. But something like the Dismounted Earls of Dale, they've got that amazing armor value and actually a bit of defensive skill. So the tiny attack value that the Barrowwights have, by standard it's only 1, but any time you see somebody taking a unit of Barrowwights, they're going to put a melee upgrade on them. So it's tough for them to actually do damage. So something like the Dismounted Earls of Dale, they're not going to kill the Barrowwights quickly, but they should be able to kill them quite efficiently. But something like the Thieves of Tharbad, that's where I would put my money. That's where what I would be wanting to slam into them. Khazad pulling back there by Diego. Getting some shots into them. Yeah, Beast Hunters there. Be more than happy to rattle some shots into them. Oh, goodness me. Up and over shot, just clacked right into that guy's head. Poor dude. Deathern Warband there. 19 of them, and they're still willing to fight. Good for them. No advance. Yeah, Orc Javi's here advancing. Do you or do you not just rattle shots in front of the Sons of the Fallen? You really don't want to, but you spread out Sons of the Fallen too with a low accuracy javelin. Even at that range, those Orc javelins are going to miss. You know, they're not like the skilled men of Rude Hour with their javelins. Pinpoint accuracy with those boys. But Thantos is still just kind of skirmishing away. The attackers don't have that much ammunition to deal with, which is something that I think is going to lend itself quite nicely to this aggressive attack that I'm expecting they're going to do soon or later. Oh, well. How the heck did that happen? Wrath. Dearie me. That is not going to be pretty. That is not going to be pretty at all. Champions of the White Hand are in... I thought this was a routing unit when I saw it on the minimap, but that is not going to be fun. Again, we've got no cavalry unit to kind of lock that down. Not that, you know, if we were good to take cavalry, it would be something like the Tharbad Riders, or... and again, that's something that I could spend some money on as Cardolan if I got rid of my red limit unit. But yeah, something like the Tharbad Riders, or the Royal Cohort of House Thronedor, you know, you don't want to be throwing that at the Champions of the White Hand. Exactly the opposite of what you want to do, but at least you could sort of lock them down for a second and let your spears catch up with them. And this is just something that they're going to have to put brain power into watching and communicating about. It's... oh god, and it's going to be painful when they do try and run away. I don't like it. Yeah, that's scary. Like, and to be honest, Isengard are there. Tharbad Warhammers could run in it. Yeah, it's really going to be a kid in a candy shop thing when he wants to start using those. Definitely a painful thing. I'm sure he's kicking himself for letting that get through. And if it was my ally, I'm a calm guy. There's no benefit from shouting at people. You know, I feel the same when it comes to my work and when it comes to playing games. Keep calm, always better. But there's some situations will get the better of me. Some situations might get a wee shout. And that might be one of them. No, no, of course I joke. But yeah, it's hurting. It's gonna be very upsetting for the defenders to try and sort that out. Over here, Eastron crossbows are set up. I'd be really tempted to fire into those Eastron crossbows. I don't usually like spending my ammunition on attacking range units, but tightly packed, unshielded. I know they've received 1 level of armor upgrade, but they're still quite fragile. I would for sure force some my Orc Hunter fire into that, because I think you could rattle them down so quick. But Diego knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's definitely one of the. I've seen Overlord around a fair bit, but I think Diego is the more experienced defender today, at least as far as I'm aware. And keep in mind, this battle was played months ago. I don't know exactly when. Probably about five or 6 months ago by the time this video was out. So some of these people might not have been playing anymore. Who knows? Yeah, Dalian spears coming forward. I wonder, do we have armor upgrades on the boys today? No. None of the defenders have really been going too deep into armor upgrades, which is interesting. We're more for just numbers and these specialized units rather than upgrading their main line. Okay, what's going on here? I'm seeing some movement toward them. Oh, okay, cool. Right, interesting. You never see these pathways getting used, but this is the time for it. If we want to catch them, the sentries are going to have to get running. Oi. That's a shame. And it's Wrath's Wardens and Diego's sentries, so they're going to have to coordinate with each other. If it was just one player with 2 of his own pike units, it could be better. To be honest though, I think the best course of action is just to try and not ignore it, of course, but I don't think you're better off trying to chase it down. I think trying to chase it down, you're pulling those pike units off the main line. Yeah, I just don't think it's smart. I think you're better off just having something in the back line watching out for your sections rather than that. Okay, again, a lot of patience from the attackers today, which, considering so early on, we saw a lot of aggression. It's good. I mean, it's good to see. Although I've never really looked at the spiked pauldrons there from the black shots. That's quite cool. Okay, Scourge Raiders still trying to just volley their axes on in. Barrow Whites at 114. How have they been doing here? Desmond Earls of Dale really taking a beating. But, oh, they're making their way down, these Swordmasters, but they're slow. This is really, you'd want to grab these guys and give them an attack order, just so the guys that are down are actually fighting, instead of just kind of taking hits there from Overlord. But that's a shame. Just something we've got to be on the lookout for. We have got a lot of fire, and it's coming in quite accurately from the Barding Marksmen too. Just right into the Angmar halberds, really what you want to be. If you end up hitting a Barrow White, hey, it's okay. You're not going to be doing much damage to it, but you really want to be going with the halberds, which is what he is targeting. And it'll be a shame for Sauce. Barding Herd, yeah, this is a real surprise. I guess the Barrow Whites did just manage to get all around them. But still, they've filled them up with a lot of arrows. 13 for 9. Not a bad spot for the attackers. Generally, you want to stay within 10% in these early stages. If you drop out of that 10%, that's when the situation starts to become a bit scary. And unless you've really soaked up enemy fire, and the enemy's gone heavy into range, that's when your victory is starting to escape from you. But as long as you stay in that 10% in the early stages of the fight, you're still on track. You're still really on track for victory. Haradrim Spears moving on up. They're going to need something more solid to back them up, or they're going to end up running away. But locking those guys in place is going to be allowing the Beast Hunters in. Now, those Beast Hunters are AP with their little maces after they've used up their javelins, but it looks like they're trying to get in position to yeet. No. I love this. Getting around the back of them. Or just trying to get into the Orc Hunters. Yeah, fair enough. No, good. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a quick backstab there. But, ooh. Right, I don't know about that. You start pulling those sentries out. Nazgul are there. That's never fun to deal with, even for something like the Sons of the Fallen. But the Nazgul are kind of exposed there, which they don't like to be. They like to fight around lots of other units, either inside of a unit of Mordor infantry or Orc fodder if you have to. Just getting them wedged in amongst a bunch of other troops is what you want to do. So when they're fighting just by themselves, they can get eviscerated. Oh, Wrath kind of sallying out there. Okay. 2 times doesn't spot this. These guys aren't on fire at will. Come on. I quite like this. Well, you got to open fire, dude. Oh, he's going to touch them. Right, so he's going to be shooting with the archers there, and he's going to javelin in there, or like knife through into their back. That is awesome if 2 times doesn't see this, but the problem is, as soon as 2 times spots this, which he's starting to take fire now, he's gonna, yeah, they're reloading now. Yeah, he spotted it. I like this, but it was too risky. It was just too risky, and these guys are both dead now. Yeah, snag a skirms there. It was such a cool idea, but no, it was too risky, really too risky. That's a shame. That's a real shame. It sucks when you see like interesting plays like that just go badly, because it just makes people think like, oh damn, okay, I guess I've got to play in the basic way. But like sometimes, yeah, it's like wild stuff is fun, but no, it's, yeah, you've got to roll with it sometimes. Oh no, a lot of damage there, which can only really have come from one source, and it's those bloody champions. Those goddamn champions have really hurt us. Oh, we've got the wait. I can't quite remember if we had Melkor's Chosen. Don't think we did, no. I was thinking Melkor's Chosen could run in at some point. A little bit of a sally here. It was an accidental sally. We need to get these guys back inside before they receive a javelin. Or, yep, tribesmen coming in. They are wanting to slam their javelins into that perfect mithril armor. Even some firepower into their backs is worthwhile. No, they're bolting though, which is what they need to do. Stay inside of your own walls, please. It looks like Harad's assault there has fallen away. And Mordor has pulled back as well. How have those... the Nazgul are still in there, and the Nazgul are alone. This is where you'd be kind of tempted to sort of surround them. Those Javis are out of ammo. Sons of the Fallen are pushing out a little bit too aggressively. Temple Guard are getting some good shots into their side, into their right side, so that shield's not coming into play. So for sure, very nice. Hammers are good and bad. I'd want the Hammerers in there fighting the Nazgul, because the Hammerers are EP. Oh, I think he's tried to pull out the Nazgul. There's only 2 of them have stayed in that fight, but some of them have straight up died. Let's say the Hammerers would do quite nicely up against the Nazgul. They would die quite quickly, but everything's going to die. At least with the Hammerers, you've got that AP. You can smash them down for a good bit while you're crashing at them. So okay, 27 for 21. Okay, it was 20 at the start there, but 27 for 21 is not a bad place to be right now. But it's not a bad place to be for the defenders either. You know, it's how did this end up turning out? Snag of skirms there, and so he's made use of that now. With the loss of his troops there, he's gone for a quick little charge. Wardens need to maybe get back in there, because this is not too pleasant, but I guess he just doesn't want to. Good stuff from 2 times. Yeah, make use of these walls. And yeah, if he gets up on those walls, he can either just javelin from the wall, or if he wants to, get down and javelin in the back. Yeah, we need some more stuff down here. It's really just hurt him losing that unit of thieves. And the archers as well, certainly, you know, is a shame, but the thieves just being that melee unit. I think we need to grab something from over here and run them on over. I'd maybe grab the unit of thieves to replace that. But the issue is, whatever you run around with... Are they dead? Not seeing any... We'll try and have a little hunt for the champions, because I've not seen them for a little while, and I'm not seeing them on the map. Whatever you run around the map with, you have the chance of running into those champions with the white hand. Maybe they're dead. I'm not seeing them anywhere. Yeah, no, somebody must have dealt with them. Wow. Very well done, very well done. Or possibly... No, they're there. They're there. Yes, they're still active. I would be very... Yeah. Because they're so sturdy. And this is going to shatter this position. Not with just this charge, but shortly this area is going to fall. And that's going to have to force the defenders to do a retreat back, which right now I would really be considering. Probably, to be honest, we should have given the call to retreat as soon as 2 times charged in. because we weren't going to be able to hold this position. We weren't going to be able to get reinforcements there in time. And as soon as this position falls, it's game over. Like, we need to be back at that final choke point. So even though it's quite early, we've only lost, you know, well under a third of our forces. Is that too much? Maybe that's too much to fall back on, but usually I fall back too late as a defender, so perhaps I'm just sort of overcorrecting, but I really think we're approaching a dangerous position as a defender. Flag Rim running on forward. Just, yeah, good units to go toe-to-toe with men, you know, just disciplined forces. Black shots, very nice, but yeah, just getting swarmed by Scion Rim. Thala Rangers trying to get out of there, but the Trolls of Angmar are going to keep on pursuing them. Yeah, this is quite messy here. Yeah, no, we need to start pulling things back. But the thing is, I don't know what we can pull back. Everything's kind of engaged. Maybe this kind of southwest defense, but to be honest, that southwest defense can run back to the town center very quickly if they want to. So, but at least we know that there will be something that we can pull back. Mithragard are pushing back out again into the crossbows, but those tribesmen can run on over and get some javelins into us. Yeah, well, this isn't an ordered attack. They're just pursuing these routing units. You can see they're still locked in that charge animation. You'd almost be tempted to go for the troll catapult now that you're this deep, but no, this is going to hurt because those tribesmen have spotted us now, and they're going to be coming running on over to sort us out. Unless they use up all their ammunition on the guards of Khazad. Surely they don't have a great shot on the guards of Khazad because they're lobbing those javelins over their own units. Again, Jefferson coming over, sort of swarming these units. Yeah, wow, that's some good fire from those javelins. Hashari even getting all the way around there, those little assassin boys. Put someone in. See what's actually happening here. Albert's kind of overwhelming this position as well. Hammers of Gundabad really struggling up against the Minister Mortal Chosen. Goodness me. Yeah, so this is just starting to really overwhelm the defenders. And, oh, yeah, like this is, it is retreat. I would get these Iron Watch back. Is that where the general is? Yeah, that's where he has the general. I would get the Iron Watch back. I would start to bolt, really. Because you can work magic at that final defensive point if you still have ammunition, which we still do. Still have a fair bit of ammo. Okay, yeah, we're retreating here. Looks like the dwarves have already fallen back. Just the Dalians. Yeah, no. We need to consider getting back and starting to shore up the defenses at the final choke point. And champions are still active. Only 6 of them, though. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm very surprised that Wrath has been able to sort of organize this. I was kind of counting him out there, but no, he has brought this back under his control. And the Tharbad Warhammers are there going toe-to-toe with the Trolls of the White Hand. That's not a fun spot to be a Troll of the White Hand. Definitely the perfect unit to deal with you. They're going to be really battering them down. No, okay. For sure, pain. Coming on over. So maybe... Ooh, yeah, like the spot that I thought they were going to be in most danger has actually turned out to be okay for them. General captains up there, still holding. No real pushes here from 2 times. I'd be really tempted to come on in here as well, now. But I guess he wants to see if Cardolan wants to, fall back a little bit, or he wants to wait until his allies sauce and not overload. No, it's primarily just sauce here now. Who's Rhun? Yeah, Jefferson. When they move up and are in position to back him up with some backstabs. Body piercing fire into the pikes. No, surely not. That's your ally. But first Legion pikes. Oh, yeah, again, I'd love to get these First Legion pikes back to the main line, or to the choke point. Not choke point. Town center. That's the term I was looking for. What are we? 50 for 47. Yeah, bit dicey for the defenders there, but certainly not too bad because we do still have a fair bit of ammo, and we are inflicting some big casualties on the attackers. got some units left, like the Mithril Guard. We do have a lot of elites as the defenders still remaining. One Mithril Guard just surrounded by archers. He will, even in this situation, he should knock down quite a few more of them, yet killing a few more there. Every other swing, he's probably going to be killing one of these guys. Oh no, well done. You've taken 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy smokes! This archer's done very, very well. And now he's realized that he's had enough and he is going to go. But holy smokes, that guy took like 5 swings from Mithril Guard. Pretty damn impressive. There's only one guy left in the Troll Catapult. Couldn't have had much ammunition left though. Really couldn't have. Because they brought down quite a lot of walls. Over here, the Orc Hunters are engaging. Well, they're doing their job. Smashing down these... Well, they're smashing down the Uruks of the Blackguard. They don't really mind Orc Hunters. They don't really mind as much as the other Dwarves about sort of holding that formation. Those sort of two-bladed or two-axed or axe and blade units. They're just really sort of dual-wielding guys. They're happy enough just sort of battling however they want. So yeah, smashing them through is always a good idea though. With Thanos, there's still some Nazgul here, but as I say, they are fighting the Hammerers. So they'll win, but they'll walk away from that pretty badly bloodied. Because every one of those heavy smashes is armor piercing. It's getting through a lot of that. Of course, that's the only way we can sort of represent this mystical defense. In the likes of Warhammer, you've got ethereal units with that huge physical resistance. We don't have that ability in Medieval 2. We've only got armor. So yeah, it's a way to beat a Nazgul, way to beat a ghost. Just a big armor piercing smash. Just let it know it's dead. Again, Overlord is moving these troops in to back up the main line. I don't like that. I don't think we can do that now. I think it's time to fall back. I think it's been time to fall back for a little while. And Thanatos, yeah, he's just kept these guys here. We're still leaving something there, so Thanatos couldn't engage with this, but at the very end, you'd be tempted to sort of rush on just to lock these guys in place to then get a backstab once your troops are showing up. Yeah, Overlord really not wanting to lose that outer ring, which is quite a surprise. Usually you see a defender, and I respect it, I like it, but I would only really recommend defending the outer ring this hard if you were in a 4v3. You know, I don't think it's possible to really hold that outer level in a 3v5. I just think the amount of numbers, the amount of places that the attackers are going to be coming in from is just too much for you. But once they fall back to that final choke point, they are going to be getting shot to pieces. There's nowhere to hide back there, so they are just trying to soak up the enemy's ammunition here in the outer level. But you know, I think you've still got a fair bit of ammunition to throw at them. In response, Trolls of the White Hand they decided to not fight for too long up against those Tharbad Warhammers, and they've battered right on through the lines. Oh, some of them have been left. Goodness me, that's a long distance between a unit. You very rarely see them get that far apart. I do like that Medieval 2 is happy enough to let that happen. You know, units can just be like, yeah, nah, we're just spread out today. But no, okay, there's one guy just getting left there. Goodness me. We'll take a few smashes from the troll, just trying to work out what's going on. Is he alive? Yeah, so I'm really quite impressed that Wrath has been able to sort of regain control of this section. Because, as I say, I thought this was done. And maybe I called that far too soon. What are we at? 63 for 61. So we're still behind, and we're starting to approach that later stage of the fight where you don't want to be behind as an attacker. Definitely when you get above 70, you want that, you know, that 10% spread starts to become like a 5% spread. And we're getting close to that now. Starting to backstab him here with spearmen, pikes, up against that nice armoured up Baneguard and Urukai pikes. Very, you know, of course, it's great quality. Dunedain Rangers there, rattling some shots into, oh goodness me. Oh, rip in peace. Very much rip in peace to these poor Urukai. Yeah. So no, 2 times is still threatening them a bit here, but yeah, that has been very painful for him. He's still got his Nazhai, he's still got his Berserkers, and he's still got his crossbows, which is quite scary. The Gatekeepers are coming on back now. They've still got their crossbows out, which is a good sign for the defenders. We're blocking up this passageway with the Greenway Garrison footmen. Oh, Witcher fire. Oh, I didn't even see the Witchers. Whoops. But yeah, we're seeing Paladins here, Royal Guard, and Sentries there. So I suspect a lot of those nice units did get burned up. I'm surprised the General wasn't caught in that fire. So he is pushing on forward. I don't actually know where the Witchers were. They've either been dealt with. A lot of the time, Witchers will only really get one shot off before they are just blasted to pieces by arrow fire. Guardians rushing on there. Around the Barding Herd. Scourge Raiders there. Yeah, wow, the Dragon Slayers are still alive. There must have been 2 units left. No way did the Dragon Slayers survive the situation they were in. I'm really just impressed by the rigidity of the defending units. You know, that we saw the situation that a lot of these guys were in, and they've been able to shrug it off. Or not so much shrug it off, but survive. And again, if we had a cavalry unit smashing out stuff like this, or not even smashing out stuff like this, because a skilled attacker just won't do stuff like this if the defenders have a cavalry unit, unless they forget. You know, it's very easy to forget mid-battle. But no, it's good to punish them for stuff like that.
Only half the enemy force
You see, Dale has now been caught, or he slammed himself into the forces of Thanatos here that have been barreling on through, and they've just not. I don't think they've gotten an effective amount of kills here, whereas they could have routed back earlier to the main line, where they would have done a fair bit better. So for the first time, we've actually taken over as the attackers. I say that 70% mark is when you really want to be doing that if possible. We actually sallied out, and yeah, so we will slice through these Mordor infantry without too much trouble. We shouldn't take tremendous casualties for the dismounted Earls of Dale. Should be quite all right for them. We outnumber them now, so no, that'll be over for the Mordor infantry shortly. And there's nothing around now to back them up, nothing around outside. So the question is just, can the dismounted Earls of Dale win and then run on inside in time? I suspect so. Shouldn't be too long before the Mordor infantry decide this is not the fight for them, and they want to get the heck out of there. Sure. What do we have? Yep, some more routing forces, just trying to find their way around. Not really too sure where they want to go, what they want to do. Cardolan here. Yeah, time to maybe start pulling those guys back. Leave just a handful there just to wait to make sure that Isengard's not going to come around behind you. Gatekeepers here. Or you get some shots into their gatekeepers. Okay, just some careful shots, sort of lob shots up and over. Getting a little bit of friendly fire, but, well, obviously it seems to be worth it there. Broke that unit. Crossbows waiting in the back there. Ooh. Struck down by an Olog High. The Dwarven general has fallen. Goodness me. Yep, battering on through. What are we at? 74 for 77. Again, we're ahead. As an attacker. Serpent's Fangs. I very much like that unit. That's where I put my general. But see, I'm just a sucker for archer generals. I usually will go for an archer general if I've got access to that. Serpent's Fangs are nice. They can look after him in melee too. Beast Tamers, sorry. No, these are Beast Hunters. Moving on forward. I thought that this little... I saw their javelin and thought it was like a little halberd. Well, confusing me. But the scary thing is, they've still got ammunition. They've still got javelins. Okay, last few Dwarves and Dalians remaining now. And what are we pulling? Yeah, this is a retreat. We need to get these dismounted Earls of Dale. There we go, still 75 of them. We need to get... No. Why are they running this way? Get them to the town centre. This is not a situation that they can win by coming over here. They will get surrounded and gutted. You need to run them back to the town centre. We have nothing there right now. Yeah, we've got nothing that can really be at the town centre. The only real holdout for the defenders is all the way over here in the northeast, with the reigning forces of Wrath. And he needs to give up this position if he wants to run back. And he's got that catapult still, and I don't think that catapult's actually been used properly. Or at least I've not seen it fire all that much. I would be very liberal with that. I would just throw rocks at whatever I can right now, and I would just get back with everything that remains. Only half the enemy force remains. The announcer just said he's very quiet right now. I do have him turned down quite a bit, but I suspect that was Cardolan's forces. He seems to be the most healthy of the remaining guys. I love these 2 Meneriath archers remaining. And the kind of scary thing is, or the sad thing, they both got their bows out, so you know they've not actually used up all of their ammunition. But it's nice to see sort of really small units like that, and it's still nothing in the town centre. Nothing remaining in the town centre for the time being. Crossbows there. That's the Cardolan general dropping to a hammer guard. He's part of his Starbad Warhammers. So it is heavy hammers versus heavy hammers. Gatekeepers there answering to the Gamp Rim. Halberd versus... okay, yep. Again, they pulled out their halberds from having their crossbows, so they had ammunition when they engaged. Hearthguard there, battling with the Guardians of Karn Doom on the side there, the Blackguard. If it was just them up against the Guardians of Karn Doom, they'd probably be fine. But the Blackguard are a bit too much for them. Suffering from that spear malice, they'll always lose to a sword and board. Flagrim pushing in to engage as well. Hear me, yeah, the Hammer Guard there, this is where the general fell, battling alongside his Tharvad Warhammers. And yeah, the forces of Mordor are just carrying on around. Moving up toward the town centre. Yeah, you can see here, these are the dismounted Earls of Dale. They were grabbed, just surrounded on all sides, and battered up by the Uruk-hai. It's very possible Overlord just saw the writing on the wall. He knew that if he fell back, there was no support coming in for him. So it's either, he charges gloriously to, engage alongside his fighting allies, or he just falls back to the centre to die there. Okay, team, yeah, a little phone call there. Well, phone ring, either way. Yeah, 2 times coming on in here now. There's the great 2 archer defenders there waiting for him. Are they on fire at will? To be honest, if they were on fire at will, they could get a berserker kill, maybe, to their belt, but no. Unfortunately, not the case for them. Yeah, they're actually lining up right in front of them. So yeah, if they were just firing away right now, maybe they could get a lucky just headshot, because they've got like no armor, those berserkers, so you really want to shoot them down. Over here, demons are engaging there. Yeah, I mean, they're very messy in melee. Again, quite fragile. So, wow, the likes of the thieves are actually really tearing them up. I think thieves are a solid shout in a Cardolan siege. But I just tend to really play Cardolan in field battles. Cardolan for me is such a big deal. Like, I really love just keep the morale buffers around the troops. Whereas in a siege, sometimes that's, you've got to spread your army out. So it's very tricky to do that, but I guess I do it with Misty, but with Misty it feels different, So maybe I just need to kind of work like that. But yeah, so the last of Wrath's troops now are going to be just generally getting shot up and surrounded little by little. We're not even pushing for the town centre right now because the guys have just been hard defending the outer ring, which I really like. This has been a fun one. It's been pretty close for the most part. Of course, the ending is going to be spreading that, but I think that it was really just a reluctance to fall back from the defenders, and also but we can't put this on, it's not so much the defenders' failings. I think it really was the attackers' sort of coordination, the attackers like care and just aggression when the time required it to, when the time was required to be aggressive. They came in hard. They really exploded in. I think letting that unit of champions, the White Hand, through was an absolute, that was pain for sure. But like they know that that's not something that's a surprise. But I still don't think that was the killer. I think the killer was just the attacker's aggression. In a 3v5, that's just what you get. Like a 3v5, if the attackers are good, it's almost impossible to win. You've really got to be on the ball as a defending team, and you've got to have a bit of luck. You've just got to have a bit of luck as well if you want to win 3v5s a lot of the time. So and I think just we had a few newer players on the defense. Well, I hadn't seen Wrath's name before, so he played well, but like I hadn't seen him about for a little bit. So and it was just, whereas all the attackers were pretty seasoned boys, so I think that was generally one of the deals. What do we end up with? 78 is, as long as you're above 70, I'm kind of pretty content, for a siege, and it was a nice one. I liked it. And good versus evil is always nice. Always quite a lot of fun to mess about with that. So yeah, ammunition as well. We had a lot of ammunition that we didn't get to spend. A lot of those Dalian bows didn't get used. So that just hurt us. For sure. Having a zoom through, what do we get with Thanatos there? Yeah, the Temple Guard, not like massive kills, but we saw the units that the Temple Guard were going for, like Sons of the Fallen, and they didn't get into melee as well. That's where units like the Temple Guard, you're expecting a few of their kills to come from, come from melee. The Nazgul, yeah, I mean, they had some tough fights too, but it's nice to give them a bit of padding, some friends to fight alongside to keep them a bit safer, but although the issue with giving them padding, a lot of the time, people are getting in the way of the Nazgul. The Nazgul aren't actually fighting, the Nazgul aren't hitting things, because people are in the way. Orc Maulers, that's a shame. As much as I like giving the Orc Maulers an armor upgrade, but that's too bad. They didn't really do too great, but I guess they were up against like good, solid Dwarves. And a lot of these guys got shot to pieces. Usually, if there's a lot of casualties healed, it means they got shot a fair bit. Not always, but sometimes it's a sign. We've got a fair bit of archer damage. That's actually quite a lot of kills from the Mordor archers. Very well done. They hadn't jumped into melee yet either, so they could die, to take the strain from everybody else. Infantry there, yeah, 35 is quite decent from a unit Mordor infantry. Can't be too upset about that. And again, heals, sometimes signifies range damage. Troll catapult, not many kills, but that's just because it was bashing over the walls. Oh, that was another thing. I don't think we got the catapult used from the defenders, unfortunately. But all in all, very fun little fight. Greyhaven's always nice, and it was like I didn't actually point that out. It's like a morning or an evening fight, which usually, especially the golden armor and so on, it just looks nice in an evening time. So yeah, thank you guys very much. See you later.